Hi everyone, it's Monica from On Stamping Corner. Today I'm bringing you another Mother's Day card. I'll just hold that up close so that you can see. So, flowers made out of vellum. And also I've cut a little window out there. You'll see this is actually meant to be on the inside, but we'll do it right when I do the tutorial. Okay, so we'll go through the supplies that you need. First of all, I use the layering square framelits. These ones I use the two largest ones and the smallest one with the scalloped edge. Side. I don't know if you can see here, but the folder is embossed with the Fluttering Butterflies embossing folder, which is this one here. I did use several stamp sets, so if you don't have them, you can always make do with what you've got in your own stash. Again, I use the Best Ever Mum and the Apron of Love stamp set. That's for the little one here. For the background stamping, you'll see the pink pirouette here. It's the marble background stamp, which is really lovely. It's that one there. I'll show you how to use that. For the inside of the inside of the card here, I use the Woodward's floral stamp there. And to make the vellum flowers, I use this from the flower shop. I use this one here. You can use any one that you like. This stamp set is actually retiring, so you've got until the 31st of May to get that. It's one of my favourite ones and I use it a lot, so I will be keeping it because I do use it. For the punches here, I use the leaf punch and the pansy punch. For the embellishments, we have the metal rimmed pearls, which come in 3 different sizes. You have your large, medium, it's not wanting to flip, and then a little tiny one here, a small one. So we're using the medium one today. They're carrying over. Then we've got the metallic edged ribbon, the Berry Burst. So we will be using 5 inches to go across here, and then 7 inches cut off for the little bow. And then of course you need your glue, glue runner, dimensionals, and some glue dots. For the colouring of the vellum flowers and the leaves, I use the dark pirouette, a Stampin' Blend, and the light Old Olive. And for the inks, use the Memento Tuxedo Black, Crumb Cake, Pear Pizzazz, and the pink pirouette. Now for the flowers, I used vellum. As you can see, I've already stamped on them. So I did stamp, for these flowers you use 3. So I have 1 in the black Memento ink and 2 in the Crumb Cake. I usually do the flowers first so that they're nice and dry by the time you punch them out. So all I've done is I've stamped them. I've used the brush end of the pink pirouette, and you just colour it in over the lines. You don't have to do any blending or anything. And that's all you do. So you'll need 6 of the Crumb Cake and then 3 of the black. And for the leaves here, these little leaves, all I did was to save some time. So I got the brush end again of the Old Olive, and I just coloured it like that. Whoops. Got the leaf punch. and just punched out the leaves. And that way they're already done for you. Might have to just fill the end up a little bit here. So that's just a quick way of doing it. And then you just leave them to dry, and then you can get on with the rest of your card. So the cardstock, I'll go through the cardstock with you. Everything will be on my blog, so I will have all the list of supplies and the dimensions if you don't happen to catch it on the video here. So I've got the Berry Burst cardstock, which measures at 8 1/4 and 5 3/4 and scored at 4 1/8. Then for the front mat here, we've got 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. For the insert, it's also 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. So the 3 7/8 is 2 notches under the 4-inch mark, and the 5 3/8 is 2 notches over the 5.5-inch mark. Just make it a little bit easier. I've also used the foil. I'll just get my notes here. Fabulous Foil Designer Acetate, it's called, and one side it's the silver and the other side it's the gold. So today I chose the silver. So I've cut that out with the second largest framelit, and then to do the border here, I've just got a piece of 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 Whisper White and put these two together so they just nestle in, and you run that through your big shot machine and you end up with a little frame like that, which goes over the top. Pop that aside. Again, I'll put that on my blog. So now what we will do is we will use also extra paper that we've cut out from the little marbled thing here. It looks like a postage stamp, but that's using the smallest. I'll just grab that. Using the smallest of the framelits, cut one of those out. That's just for the sentiment here. And then one out of the Berry Burst, and also the same size. So we use scraps, so we don't waste anything for that. Just pop those aside. And I will show you how we will do this front section here. So you have your Whisper White. We'll grab that stamp. I don't put this one on a block because it is really huge. So I just leave that flat down using the pink pirouette and ink that up really well. That should be enough. And you just put your card, I've already done one here on that side, so put your card on the top there and just give it a light rub all around. You can also use a brayer if you have one, but you don't need to press too hard, just lightly, and will be enough. And then you just peel it off, and there we have it, that lovely marble effect. Looks really pretty. You don't even have to do too much to decorate that, so that's that. So once I've done that, I put this down here, and I'll just use a little bit of tape and use the second largest framelit. I had mine down a little bit because I'm putting the big flowers on. I didn't want that to be like center, so just down a little bit. And with your washi tape, just put that down, and then you just run that through the big shot machine, and it does cut through the 2 sheets of cardstock and paper. So you end up with, it looking like this. And then what I've done there is just put that through the big shot machine using the butterfly or fluttering, I think it is, fluttering embossing folder. With the Sizzix, you have that facing up towards you. Now, you would think it would go like that, but it doesn't because the butterflies are going the other way. So I've turned it facing me, upside down. I've put my pink marbled paper in there like that. Make sure you cut it out first and then put it in there. And then you just put that through your embossing machine, your Big Shot, and you get that lovely butterfly paper. Okay, so to assemble the card, first of all, I'll have to do this in order. I will be putting the frame on. Probably using a liquid glue for this would be the easiest, because it's got to fit into all the little bumps and crevices there, so I think liquid glue would be the way to go. Just need to put a little bit there. It's not wanting to come out. It's a new bottle too. If it doesn't work, I will grab another one. Not having any luck. Excuse me while I just go and get another bottle. See if this one works. Dear me, not having much luck at all. There we go. The other one just must have a blockage in it. Okay, so we'll just put that on the front. Just line it up. Give it a bit of a press. Then what I did with the ribbon, to make it easy, I just put a strip of double-sided tape and just peel that off. And we want that just to go over there. Tuck that underneath. And we've got our acetate paper here. So with these foil sheets, they do have a protective coating on them. This stops the acetate from scratching, which can scratch quite easily. Just get my scissors here. So just get the corner, there we go. And you just peel that off, like that. So I want the silver side up, so I'm just going to put a thin layer of glue around the card front. Put that down. Then we'll put our card front on. Again, I think the liquid glue is better because of all the little lumps and bumps in there. And then all you do is just line it up. Okay, so we're getting there. So next we'll do the sentiment stamping. There we go. So I've just used the best ever. And I'll get the mum out. I would have had this video out a few days earlier, but I've had two pretty sick fur babies, so they've needed my attention. They're on the mend, hopefully. It's not a lot of fun when they're sick, especially when they can't tell you what's wrong. So then we'll just stamp directly. I do need my mat. I know it's only a little piece of paper, but it does make it easier. Okay. Stamp that there. And then for the green, I've just used the Pear Pizzazz. Okay. And just put the mum in the middle. There we go. So I've just used one-dimensional underneath that one. I'll just put that on an angle. Oh, just like that. And then what I'll do here is put a dimensional on the ribbon here so that I don't go over, then you won't see it on the other side. You want it to look pretty on the other side. I'll just pop that around the middle. There we go. And then we just put that on, matching it with the bottom of the ribbon. And with the other piece of ribbon, just tie a little bow as big or as small as you like. I like the little tails on that one. Let's just put a glue dot. And a dab of glue. We just put that on the bottom there. The glue dot will just help to keep it in place while the glue dries. Okay, so we're nearly done. So with the flowers, how I made these is I just use this utensil, which is actually a cake decorating tool, to make sugar flowers with it. But it comes in really handy. All you do is just squish them in the middle, like that. And then you can squash them up. Whoops. Break the fibres in them just a little bit. Just gives them that little 3D. You don't have to be extra careful or anything. Gives them that 3D look. You can do this with any flower stamps that you have, a decent size that you could do this with. Or you can even do it with cardstock's probably not as good, but if you just did it with plain paper, you could also do that and just use the pansy punch. So all I did was I just put a bit of glue in the middle of that one, offset the flower a bit on the side, and I'll just put another glue dot there, put the third one on. You can just hold that there for a second just to let it dry a little bit, fluff your flowers up. And then just get one of your little pearls, which is this medium one here. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. I did have my tweezers here a minute ago, but they've gone missing. And you just pop that. And there's your little flower. So once the glue has dried, then you can really like play around with it, fluff it up a little bit more. Could even do slits in there to give it more petals. But they look very pretty. So I'll bring my flowers in, take that away. And all I did with these was put a dimensional on each, under each flower. Put that inside. We're ready to place our flowers. I'm just going to copy. You can do it either way. You can go over that way. This way I've gone over to the right here. So I've just placed them down like that. The one up here, just smoosh it in a little bit. And then your third one down here on the side. With the leaves, all I've done here is I'll get a little piece of paper here, dab of glue. I'll just put the stem of the leaves in there, and then I've just tucked them in. Just tucked it in like that. Whoops. Okay, really need my tweezers. I don't know where they've gone. Alright, I found another pair. Tuck that in underneath. I like having things a little bit loose, so that's why I've always only just done the stems. I don't stick the whole, I don't glue the whole lot down. There we go. So that's the front of the card. All we have to do now is the insert, which I've used the Woodward's Pretty Floral Stamps. Stamp, not stamps. Only using one. I use the Pear Pizzazz for this one here. And being a larger stamp, I always take the ink pad to the stamp. And I probably want to line it up, not quite in the middle, just down a little bit. You can measure it if you really want to. I usually just eyeball it. There we go, it's very pretty. And then we just have to glue that inside, and then we're nearly done. So like I said, all the measurements will be on my blog, Mon Stamping Corner, and the supplies that you need. And if you like it, like and subscribe down the bottom there. That'd be really lovely, as I'm just starting out, so all the support I can get would be really nice. And don't forget to press the little click on the bell as well, because they'll notify you of all the new videos that come out. And there you have it. So it looks really pretty. I was going to colour it in, but I just thought the green just looked really pretty showing through, that it wasn't too much. And if you wanted to, you could put a frame around it, but I think that looks quite neat. You don't need to do anything with that. And I hope you enjoyed today's card. I'll see you back here next week with another Mother's Day card, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.